Hey everybody, this is Tanja and I am here to do an exciting update video. So just to give you a little bit of the history about me and my family, me and my husband has been married for over 4 years. And during that first year and a half or so, we did a lot of back and forth to the doctor and things like that. And I found out that I was diagnosed with infertility. So that was about a little bit over 3 years ago. I was diagnosed with infertility, also with PCOS, endometriosis. And after getting multiple tests and surgeries done, I was found out that both of my tubes were blocked. And they went in and tried to unblock them, but they were unsuccessful. And that time we were informed that our only option to conceive would be to do in vitro fertilization. So a lot for a new pregnancy, but yes. So that was about a little over 3 years ago. And then fast forward to last year, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Because honestly, during that 3 year period, we decided to focus on other avenues of having a family, and we started caring for children in foster care. And through our journey with foster care, probably a little bit over 2 years, we were able to have 6 beautiful children, 3 of which we have already adopted, and 3 of which we are currently awaiting the adoption finalization. So we'll soon have 6 beautiful children through the adoption slash foster care process. And during that time, my focus was on the health of the over 15, 20 children who had been in and out of our home. And my focus was not on my own health. And I packed on a lot of weight. So then I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and I was put immediately on medication. Well, I still lived the next 5 to 6 months of my life as if I wasn't diagnosed with diabetes. And it wasn't until January of this year, 2018, that like a light bulb went off in my head. And I'm just like, you have to take control of your health. And I did a lot of research, and I came across the ketogenic lifestyle, and as well as the low carb lifestyle. And I started to do research on those two, and I pulled bits and pieces from here, there, and everywhere. And I started to do keto slash low carb. And I also did a little bit of intermittent fasting because I read about the benefits that it has on insulin resistance. So I did a combination of all those different things, and through the grace of God, after maybe 3.5 months, I had dropped 40 pounds, 40 pounds. And it was amazing. The greatest feeling that you could ever have. It was just a great experience to lose that much weight. And my mind was not on anything besides taking care of my children, 6 children, and focusing on getting my health in order and being an example for them. And now they're little low carb machines, and they're reading like everything before they eat it. And it's just amazing to see them go through all of that and do that and learn from me trying to do the right thing. Well, at this point, I went back and had blood work done and found out that my numbers had dropped drastically, and I no longer needed medication for my diabetes because I was able to control my blood sugar diet alone. So that was my focus, to continue doing that, and I have continued even after my blood work to do that. The summer has been hard to do that with all of the family outings, all the camps, and all of the activities with VBSs and everything that we have been attending. And I have slipped up a lot and like made poor food choices and just not able to, just like, oh my gosh, why am I having such a hard time sticking to this? I mean, I did over 3 months without cheating. Why am I struggling? Well, I end up feeling bad one day, and I know sometimes if I eat something crazy and it drives my sugar up, you have that feeling. So I was feeling all, I was like, gosh, what's going on? What's going on? But it didn't feel like that type of sickness. I just knew that something was going on with my body chemistry. Something was off. So I decided to go and dig up 2 old pregnancy tests that I had. And I took those 2 tests, and come to find out, both of these tests were kind of old, but I could see the control line and I could see a very faint second line. But this still didn't convince me. I'm like, I've been told my tubes are blocked. I've been told that I have infertility. I've been told that I have no other option. So even the 2 tests, I'm just like, maybe these are some old tests. I still didn't believe it. And I'm on a couple of infertility groups on Facebook, and I took a picture, uploaded it to the group, and said, hey ladies, what do you think? What's your opinion? And they all pretty much said the same thing. You should go and you should get blood work done to confirm it, at least to find out if you are or if you are not. So I went in and saw my doctor, and my doctor is awesome. She knows our journey from beginning to the end, so she knows about the foster care and about the infertility, and she has been there through it all. So we went in and I took a HCG test, and the nurses all came in. I was like, what's going on? The nurses came in with the doctor, and they all yelled out at one time, you're pregnant. And I'm just like, are you serious? And I asked for proof. I'm like, go get me proof. And she went to get a test, and I screamed for a little second, because it was just like, are you serious? Like, this is so intense. And sure enough, she brought the test back, and it was positive. So there you go, 3 urine tests that all said, hey, you're pregnant. And then we end up with our first appointment at an OBGYN. Now, I got in rather quickly, mostly because of my diabetes and everything like that. So my doctor wanted me to go in and see someone as soon as possible. So we did that, and we did blood work, urine analysis. We did the vaginal ultrasound and all of that. And come to find out, sure enough, I was pregnant. The baby's there in the uterus, and everything seems to be fine. The heartbeat was fine, and I go again in 4 weeks. Well, I thought I was 8 weeks pregnant according to the first day of my last cycle, but I'm guessing I may have ovulated late, and my doctor pushed me back at that time to 6 weeks 4 days, which now I'm 7 weeks in a couple of days. So it has just been an amazing experience just to go through it all, and still kind of be in shock and in awe to think, oh my goodness, I'm pregnant. But it's just amazing, because I know that God is able to do anything above anything that I could ever imagine. And for this child, we honestly have prayed. Now, I can't judge the future, so I don't know where I would be 7 months from now. Will we be bringing home our bundle of joys? God has different plans in between. But one thing I know for sure is that my faith will not waver, and that I understand and know that God has done so many great things for me and for my family, and for the beautiful children who have been in and out of our home over the last couple of years. And I honestly and truly believe that God is able. So, I don't know. So we're just excited. It's still very early, and my focus right now is to get through my first trimester and continue on to grow a very healthy baby, to continue to eat healthy so I won't have issues with diabetes and having to take medication or take insulin. So that's the plan right now. My doctor's going to have me back in 4 weeks to test and see where I am blood sugar wise, to see if I'm going to need that. So hopefully not. But I don't know. It just has been a journey. Even on top of that, I was diagnosed over 4 or 5 years ago with an eye disease called keratoconus, which has caused a lot of issues. So if you see me squinting or something like that, that's really what's going on. But I have implants in both eyes, and I was having some issues with that back in June, and I went to see my eye doctor, and they were wanting to do a cornea transplant in both eyes. So I even have a surgery there scheduled for later on in the year, but I have to call this week and let them know what's going on now, and I'm sure that they're going to make some changes to those plans. But it just have been a lot going on, but I can honestly sit here and tell you that the God I serve is able, and He has, oh my goodness, He has blessed me in ways that I cannot even imagine. And like I said, regardless of the outcome, even having a positive on a test, which is something that I have never experienced in my 30-something years of living. I have never experienced having a positive on a pregnancy test. That within itself gives me so much hope. And, people will ask questions, say, well, are you still going to adopt or complete the adoption? Are you still going to do this? Of course. These are my children. These are my babies. I love them. There is no way on God's green earth that I would give up on these beautiful children who has been a part of our family for the last, 7 or 8 months. And, I love them. And they're no different from the child that I am carrying right now. And I would never, in my wildest dream, imagine anyone else raising them. And I just thank God for my journey with foster care, my journey with adoption, all of the doctors over the last 4 years who told me no. And it only took God to say yes. And I'm just so thankful for that. And to everyone else out there, if you're dealing with what I dealt with infertility, just have hope in knowing that even though the doctors and science say one thing, God is still in control and He's more than able. And not saying that, because all of our journeys are different. So therefore, the plans that God has for our lives is different as well. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans that I have for you, declared the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you, and plans to give you hope for a future. And God has a plan for our lives. And I don't know, maybe it was all in God's plan to push us back 3-4 years ago and have us not be able to conceive at that time, to be able to provide a home for so many children, to provide a permanent home for these now 6 children. And maybe that's what God's plan was. And after we have done that, maybe God has said, okay, well, now it's time for you to carry your own child in your womb. But let me tell you something, I am thankful. And if anything, it has just given me more hope, more faith, more strength to keep doing what we're doing. And it's not easy. Raising children who are caught up in the foster care system is one of the hardest things I've ever done. And it's hard sometimes when you're dealing with the older children, because we've had up to age 11 all the way down to a little bitty newborn that we brought home from the hospital. So we even got to experience that. We brought a newborn home from the hospital, and he was with us for about 7 months from the time he came with us. And it just was an amazing experience. And maybe God was preparing us then to know how to nurture and care for a child, because he was very sickly, and we had to spend a lot of time and had to dedicate a lot into his life. And when he left us, he was this little fat, chunky, pretty baby with big jaws, and he was such a happy baby. And I just pray that all is well with him. But God took us through all of that to prepare us for the place He's setting us in right now. And I'm so thankful for it. So even through being told that I cannot conceive naturally, and that I have infertility and the PCOS and the endometriosis and having blocked tubes and being diagnosed with diabetes and having a degenerative eye disease, even through all of that, I still know that God is more than able to continue to provide for His children as long as we stay obedient to His will. So I just wanted to come on here, do this real quick video, and let you guys know that we are over the moon excited to have a new addition on the farm. This time not an animal, but a little baby. And I have the cutest shirt on. It says, I heart my bump, that my sister gave me, that she had during her pregnancy. And I don't know, it's a great feeling, and I'm so thankful for it, and I'm excited for it, and I know that God is going to continue to bless us. And I pray that I continue to take it easy and relax, which is hard to do when you have 6 children, because children don't understand no. They don't understand stop. They go until they're tired, sleepy, or hungry. Other than that, they're on the move. But I just pray that we continue to put God first in our family, put our children first, and be there for them and lead them and guide them, and allow God to continue to bless our home just like He has blessed my womb. So I don't know, that's that, and we're just thankful, and hopefully we'll get to do more videos soon with all these new pregnancy things going on, and it's so exciting. But like I said, 3 yeses from this test, but it really all it took was one yes from God, even after doctors told me no for almost 4 years. So God is still able, He's still in control, and He's still mighty, and He's still powerful, and still, regardless of everything that I go through and how bad I feel, I still keep going and keep on presenting God to everyone that I know, because I know that God is more than able, and if He can do it for me, He can do it for anyone else. And it may not be in a way of, infertility, but it could be raising a family through foster care and through adoption, because I love my children and I would never change any of that. But God has His ways, He has His timing, and I am just blessed beyond measure, and I pray that God will continue to bless us through this all. So you guys have a great day, enjoy it, and just look around and see all of the beauty that God has given us, and you guys be blessed. Have a great day.